Good afternoon from another windy day in the deep south. I'm coming to you today. I haven't done an update for a few days because we're in the barren resting phase, and so I've been doing a little bit of resting. So I apologise for that. We actually moved into our barren phase on the 7th. But if you are wanting to get out into your gardens, today is October the 12th, 2023. The moon is waning. We're heading towards a new moon. The new moon is for us in New Zealand on Sunday, which is actually 5:54 p.m. GMT on Saturday is our next new moon. So because we're on a waning phase, it's best to avoid any seed sowing at this time. But we can still harvest, store, fertilize, transplant. And today, the 12th, today is a fabulous day for transplanting any of those fruit plants, anything that we eat the fruit of, anything that bears fruit. So if you still have any fruit trees out there that are waiting to get in the ground and you think, oh gosh, I've missed the boat, no, it's okay. Get out there this evening and plant your fruit trees. It's a good day for that. Getting your fertilizer up to your plants, it's a good time for that. It's a really good time for killing weeds because we're in a waning phase. The weeds, when we knock things back, it's harder for them to regrow. So it's a really good time for mowing your lawns to reduce growth or to prune. So if you've got a hedge between you and your neighbour and you prune it, and sometimes it seems to go crazy and other times it seems to take a long time to grow back. If you prune it at this time of the month, between the full moon and the new moon, then you will slow down its growth. Now, these things will continue on until our new moon on Sunday, early Sunday morning for us. So in all of this time, it's good for harvesting, storing your crops, fertilizing, transplanting, mowing, pruning, and destroying weeds. We move into Virgo in the wee hours of tomorrow morning. So that will mean that it's a good time for transplanting any of your root plants. So if you've had onions, shallots or something that you've got little babies of and you want to transplant them, tomorrow is going to be a good day. Tomorrow and the next day, Friday and Saturday in New Zealand. For those of you in the Northern Hemisphere, you're not sowing, you're harvesting. So at the moment, that's a great time for harvesting everything and storing, because it's a good time for storing. And in the sign of Virgo is a fairly good sign for storing. You don't want to harvest things that you want to store long term if they're in our water sign. But in the sign of Virgo, things tend to store very well. So avoid any seed sowing. We can get back into that after the new moon on Sunday. And I am going to be doing an update for those of us in New Zealand who celebrate Labour Weekend, because it's so traditional for us, everyone to get out in their gardens and get sunburnt on Labour Weekend. Rush into the plant shops and buy our plants and get them going. So I'll do another update just for how to prepare, what plants to get to prepare for Labour Weekend and what we should be planting Labour Weekend. Because you'll notice sometimes you'll plant things and they just don't do well, and other times you'll plant things and they do. So if we time when we plant things to the time that's most favourable for them, they do really well. I've been noticing the things germinating in my tunnel house. Last month I did some planting moon opposite Saturn to see how well it did, even though it was in a barren phase. And some of those are doing well and others aren't so well. So It's just a matter of seeing long term. But anything as far as your vegetables and fruiting plants, they tend to go really well if we do them with the signs of when the moon's in the correct signs in the zodiac. So that's it from me. I'm just having my morning coffee, a little bit late today. My beautiful coffee cup with a Rumi quote. The universe is not outside of you. Look inside yourself. Everything that you want, you already have, says Rumi. And on that note, I wish you happy gardening, and I will be giving you an update probably on the new moon for the few days to come, the next 2 days. And there will be a Labour Weekend update as well in advance, so you know what you're doing in advance. So enjoy your gardens, everybody, in this beautiful spring weather for those of you in spring. In this beautiful spring weather for those of you in spring. Thanks for watching. Remember to hit like, notify button, and subscribe, because that helps other people find us and get this really important information for getting our plants in for spring. Thank you. So thank you for watching this video. Remember to hit subscribe, because when you subscribe, YouTube puts this video in front of more eyes. And if you don't want to miss the next update, hit the notification button. I look forward to seeing you soon. Happy gardening.